Burning Questions is back for another week, and what a big Saturday night it is at Melton on Saturday night. We've got a couple of the usual faces, Bronte Nieuwenburg from Harness Racing Victoria, Andy Gath, trainer extraordinaire, Hall of Fame member, and Ryan Backhouse, a new face to Burning Questions. Ryan, hello to you, to our audience. Tell us a little bit about yourself, because you're certainly getting your name up in lights at the moment in the junior driving ranks. Hello to you.
How you going, Ryan? Yeah, well, it's been pretty good. Like, I come from Tassie, not knowing much about it, but Aaron's been good to me, so it's been pretty good, and he's given me a few drives, and on the weekend he's given me one of his better ones, so it'll be good to get out there.
And you're recently part of the Young Gun series on New Year's Eve. How did you enjoy that? And I guess going toe to toe with all of your fellow juniors.
Yeah, no, that was great. It was good just to drive with all of the younger drivers, because you don't really get races like that where normally they're only 25 or less sort of concession races. You don't really get the higher ones. So, yeah, it was good to get out there with those other ones and drive against them.
And g'day to you, Andy. Ballarat Cup last week. Tex was back, catch a wave. They ran a slick last half. Just your thoughts after that race?
Yeah, no, I was really pleased. We made the decision to go back. We were a little bit concerned that first up he can over race, and if he stuck in the death over 2,700 and pulled too hard, would have been a concern. But his last half was really quick, and he come down. So pretty pleased where he's at, and looking forward to the Hunter Cup next week.
Yeah, and we are warming up, Bronte, aren't we, for the Hunter Cup, which will be part of the racing.com coverage with us. And I feel like this Saturday night is a really nice entree to what we can expect next week.
Yeah, I think it's a really nice card of racing from start to finish this Saturday night, which is great to see, because you can tune in at any point of the night and you're going to see a good race. So they're some of the best nights to follow through. So I'm looking forward to, I guess this week I'm not actually on the coverage or working, so I'm going to be able to just sit back and relax and watch, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah, and you'll see, of course, all of the action on the trots.com.au on Trots Vision. So make sure you tune in to see Andy and Ryan hopefully winning as many races as they can on Saturday night. So let's get into Burning Questions. And our first question is courtesy of Pride's Easy Feed. Of course, they stand as a proud sponsor of the harness racing industry with their set recipes and quality ingredients to give the trainer confidence in what they are feeding. So make the switch to Pride's and start getting the results that you've been chasing. Well, I guess the first ones are directed towards you, Ryan, with regards to a couple of your key chances that the Aaron Dunn stable has in the Caduceus 3-year-old Classic. And the question is, Dunny has 2 in the 3-year-old race, but who is most likely to prove the ace? So, Ryan, take it away.
Well, I both like our horses. D Rose probably just a little bit better than Komodo, but if they both get the right run, they'll be thereabouts. But I do like Emma Stewart's in it. I think it's run at Ballarat the other night where it sat in the breeze. I thought it was pretty strong, so I think he'll be the horse to beat.
Andy, did you have any thoughts on? There's enough exposed form, I guess, to get a handle on these 3-year-olds, and the Emma Stewart runner, Uniquely Ideal in race 7, looks to be the one to beat.
Yeah, I sort of narrowed it down to a 3-horse race. I thought Sergeant Lou was pretty good first up, and he's a quality horse, and he's got the barrier draw. Got D Rowe going to probably sit on his back, and Uniquely Ideal is going to have to do it tough and sit outside him. So I thought those 3 would be fighting at the finish. Probably leaning towards Sergeant Lou actually from the draw, just picking the colt over the filly. So sorry, Kate.
Well, it's interesting you give that push there to Sergeant Lou, owned by Rob Auber, who, of course, we see a lot on our Trots Vision coverage. And I know that the opinion they have of this horse, Michael Bellman feels that this could be, I guess, his first Group 1 winner. Bronte, your thoughts in the Caduceus 3-year-old Classic?
My thoughts are exactly the same as Andy Gath's. Like, you could copy and paste what he just said. So I'm going to stick with Sergeant Lou. I think that D-Row is quite dangerous on its back, and I really like Uniquely Ideal. I know that Connections have a really high opinion of it, but it is drawn 5. It's going to do it tough against the boys, so we'll see how it goes.
All right. Well, it's going to be a big night perhaps for Kate, Andy, on Saturday night, because she'll feature heavily in the next race we're about to talk about, the Ladyship Cup. But this next question is brought to us by Sulky app, which obviously Bronte Nieuwenburg has so much to do with. It combines the power of results and horse sectionals with Sulky app. You now have the access to gate speed, swooper, ability and behaviour rating. So Never miss a trainer, driver, or gear change again. Sulky app. It's a form guide revolution. Sign up at sulky.app. Well, Andy, I might start with Encipher because your better half is on Encipher. She's a star still on the up. So does she just win the Ladyship Cup is the question, Andy.
I think there's no debate about her being the best horse in the race. She's first up, and I think her main danger is first up as well, Recaro Rebel. Recaro Rebel last time was in the 1700 metre race, was able to lead and beat Home Ladies in red going 152. So it's a quality mare as well and got the barrier draw over Encipher. So where they're both out in their preparation, Encipher trialled okay behind Catch a Wave and Mac Dan. Probably gets a little bit tired last 50, but I'm sure the stable will have a lot fitter going into this race. She's definitely the one to beat. Probably going to be a touch under the odds, I'm guessing, because of her record. But I think she's probably going to sin to death and sit outside Recaro Rebel, get the job done. But she's good enough to do it. So, I haven't seen any markets yet, but I don't think there'll be a lot between them in the market by the time the race comes around.
And I guess on a rating score, Ryan, Encipher a 120 rated. The only other one close is Tay-Tay, who does have gate speed, but is first up, drawn on the outside. She looks well in against the mares.
I think, like Andy said, Encipher is obviously definitely the class horse in it, and I think she should be able to still sit outside him first up, and I think she'll be pretty hard to beat.
Well, it's a race for the ladies. Now to our lady, Bronte. Who do you think in the ladyship?
I'm a bit with Andy as well. With Encipher, I rarely see her working hard in a race or sitting in the chair. She's one of the most brilliant sit sprinters in the country, especially out of the mares ranks. And I can see her ending up in the breeze. I think Rosarito Miss has enough gate speed to decide who she hands up to, and I think it will be Recaro Rebel and then Recaro Rebel. It depends if she hands up straight to Encipher or holds the front because she is first up. Connections may be looking after Recaro Rebel a bit too, so we'll just see what happens there. They might be both a bit vulnerable, but I still think Encipher is the class horse in the race. I'm interested to see how she performs when she actually has to do a lot of work at this time in her career, when she's now having to go up against the older horses. So I think we're going to learn a lot about Encipher in this run.
Well, that was race number 6 on the program. So we've spoken about races 6, 7. Now we're going to speak about race number 8, which is the Logical Staffing Solutions Breakthrough Final. And it's important to note that on Saturday night on VicTab, there's a $70,000 quaddie jackpot. So it's great that we're ticking off these races. And Logical Staffing Solutions provide labour hire and recruitment services to the transport, warehousing, automotive and manufacturing industries, the local solution for your staffing needs. So the question on the breakthrough is, the breakthrough heats were run in different ways. So how do we navigate this tricky punting maze? Andy, we probably have to start with you on this one. You've got 2 key chances, Sanday, and in particular Coravalley Star, who did go down as a really short price favourite last week. Your thoughts on those 2 runners, and particularly Coravalley Star last week?
Yeah, probably a touch playing Coravalley Star last week. I know he had to burn early to get the lead and sort of another mid-race burn, but he sort of got pretty cheap after that. But he did get beat by a horse that's low flying, and so what? The previous runs when he's been coming off to speed, he's been hitting the line really good. So, he's definitely one of the winning chances. And Sanday's never far away. He's such an honest horse and always performing well from bad draws. But the funny race, because I think numbers 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 are all the winning chances, and they're all drawn poor. So it's going to be quite an open field. And I think if Dream Maze can probably find the top from barrier 7, it's going to be the one to beat.
Yeah, that's a good point that Andy makes there, Ryan, because Dream Maze 7, Catalpa Rescue 8, Sanday 9, Coravalley Star 10, Ideal Escape 11, So What 12, all going really, really well, but they've got tough draws to overcome. Your thoughts?
Yeah, well, I think that Coravalley Stars was a bit unlucky last week. He got softened up early, had to do a bit of work, and I still think if it gets the right run, it'll be the horse to beat. But like Andy said, if Dream Maze finds the front from 7, I think it'll be the one to catch.
All right, Bronte, you're the speed map queen. Does the speed map really not matter so much here because the main chances are off the back row?
Yeah, I definitely, and I think it does affect Catalpa Rescue though, because it's drawn 8 behind Mufasa Bart, who I don't think is going to hold the front. So Catawba Rescue, I would have had on top had it drawn any other barrier other than 8. So I'm going to be sticking with Sanday. There is very little on Sulky App separating, probably, I would say even from Till Heaven's Rockin' all the way through to So What. There's very little separating the whole field. So I'm going to stick with Sanday because it's going to get a good position. It's not going to have to fight for a position early. So it's going to be safe with 1 run. And I think from 9, the better horses are going to have to go behind it. And it will be closer than it has been the last few starts. It's either had to work hard or come from near last, 5 and 6 wide. So I quite like Sanday in this race.
Well, our final question for Burning Questions this week is this the night we see 2 Murneyong millionaires? Of course, we reference here Just Believe and also Better Eclipse. So Just Believe currently sits on $983,000, so a win of $28,000 will take him over that threshold. And Better Eclipse currently on $984,000 in a $28,500 race. So Ryan, I might start with you because I think you might have even said on Young Guns Night that you had your first drive on a trotter on Young Guns Night. I think you might have said, but obviously Just Believe, he's got the first chance to get the tick over that $1 million mark. I'm sure you've been impressed by him.
Yeah, no, definitely. He's definitely a good horse. He would be a nice horse to have. I reckon everyone would like to have him, but that's not the case. I think, yeah, he'll be definitely hard to beat. Wherever he sits, I think he's just doesn't matter. He'll be hard to beat. But I think that one of Mark Purden's might just sit on Better Eclipse. Might not take the travel. So I think that Better Eclipse will probably win as well. So I think, yeah, they'll both be millionaires after Saturday night.
So that's race 4, the Better Bet VL Dullard Trotters Cup, where Just Believe has drawn 5. And as Ryan referenced in race 5, the Allied Express Casey Classic, Better Eclipse drawn 1. Don't Stop Dreaming drawn 8. Bronte Bulletproof Boy drawn 2. Our Vincent Can Go drawn 3. Serge Blanco drawn 5. There's a bit of speed there. What do you think happens here as far as Greg is concerned with Better Eclipse?
Bulletproof Boy is exactly when he's fully pushed out and Better Eclipse are fully pushed out to their extent in the last year of their racing. Bulletproof Boy can run a full length faster than Better Eclipse from its gate speed. However, I don't think it's going to try because it's going to have to get his toes across. Better Eclipse can keep his toes there, and I think that Scotty Ewan's not going to risk knocking down one of Australia's best pacers. So these are all really good drivers. Then they're going to look after their horses. So I don't think that, they're going to go to war too hard early. And Serge Blanco does fly the gate. But if Bulletproof Boy can kick forward enough, it might stop all of the horses further out challenging Better Eclipse. But if he does cop pressure, then I'll be watching Don't Stop Dreaming. But I agree with Ryan that he might not cop the travel Don't Stop Dreaming as he only arrived yesterday. So he might be a little bit, sensitive first up. So in Australia. So I'm sticking with yes, I think Better Eclipse will be a millionaire, and I can't see Harry losing at the moment. So yes, I think they'll both be millionaires.
I'll put my 2 bobs worth in here. Scotty Ewan never gets a good barrier draw with Bulletproof Boy. He's drawn 2. I'll put any money you like on it. He'll be stamped urgent and he'll be wanting to find the front because it's rare that he finds himself with these front row draws. Andy, you've got a millionaire sitting in the barn in Catch a Wave. Do you think both Just Believe and Better Eclipse will become millionaires on Saturday night?
I think Just Believe will. He's just too good for him. He keeps proving it. And just amazing, they were 2 horses that arrived at Lower J Farms without any fanfare at all, and they're both on the verge of becoming millionaires. So credit to them for managing them so well and turning their careers around to such they both had great careers and still going to have great careers going forward. Better Eclipse, every time he draws barrier 1 at Melton, she's Achilles heel for whatever reason. He hasn't performed well at all. Last 2 Victoria Cups, he's drawn barrier 1, and I don't think you can really use him out of the gate too hard his first 200 metres, even though he has got gate speed. So I think that's a little bit of a concern for him. I think Hurricane Harley will completely, burn out and try. It needs to get on the fence. So I think he'll come out pretty quick. So not sure Greg would be too worried if he gets cross. I think Greg realises that he can't really burn better clips out the gate anymore. So I think he might, get headed off. By which horse, I'm not 100% sure, but I think there'll be a bit of speed early. Better clip's still, good enough to win. There's no doubt about that. But it'd be great if they could both pass them in on the same night.
All right. Well, we've got to get our good things. I think this is a regular we always do on burning questions. So, Ryan, might start with you. You've got a couple of drives on Saturday night. Do you want to declare any of those, or are you looking maybe elsewhere?
Nah, I won't be declaring any of mine. They should both go all right. Like Jackson Beach went running the Echuca Cup was good, and obviously Komodo's will be thereabouts. But I have to just go with Just Believe. I reckon you can't really go wrong. He's the horse to beat in Australia at the moment. So yeah, I think Just Believe is my best bet.
Well, Andy, you've got a strong hand, as you so often do at Melton on a Saturday night. Can you isolate one?
Going with one with a bit of value. Feel like a politician, you really can't be trusted. But I think Chinese Whisper, he's going really well, and I think going to be good odds. And yeah, expect that he's going to be pretty hard to beat.
Chinese Whisper is in where's he? Race 2. Yeah, you might get close to double figure odds off the back row, Andy. He can be a little bit enigmatic, but you feel like you've got him going well.
Yeah, I think he's at the top of his game, and yeah, I'm pretty confident he'll go away this week. And yeah, I think it'll be pretty hard to beat. And
Bronte?
Andy's going to think that I'm copying him this whole show, but mine was Chinese Whisper as well. Well, it's paying $15 on one of the apps I'm looking at right now. $15 in that field. I would say, I don't want to say it's down in class, but he has in the past raced the best trotters in Australia. So yes, I was going for value too with Chinese Whisper, and so was Andy. So yes, Andy, I'm not copying you.
I'm copying you. But between the pair of you, you've just shortened up the price quite significantly here on Burning Questions. Look, I'll go in Cypher as my best, just purely on the class factor. Yes, I know 1720 might test, particularly with a horse like Roquero Rebel on the inside, but I think class might rise to the top. And gee, it could be a good night for Kate, Andy. It might be her shout on Saturday night if things fall her way, the way they look as though they may with some of her key chances.
Yeah, sometimes it looks good on paper. It doesn't always eventuate that way. But yeah, again, even some of my other horses got some good hopes as well. But pretty competitive there on Saturday night at Melton. So hopefully, we can get a couple between us.
Some great racing, and make sure you tune into Trots Vision and watch all of the coverage. Well, Andy, best of luck with your slew of runners there on Saturday night. Ryan, great debut on Burning Questions, and good luck on Saturday night. We'll hopefully have you on again. And Bronte, always a pleasure. So thanks very much, all.
Thank you.
That's Burning Questions for another week. We'll see you next time.